Let's just dive right into this explainer and solve what is honestly a deeply frustrating weight loss mystery. I mean, have you ever completely overhauled your diet, switched exclusively to nutritious whole foods, and then completely stalled out on the scale? It's maddening, right? But it's actually incredibly common. So today we're going to look at the data to understand exactly why some of the absolute healthiest foods on the planet can, well, unintentionally slow down your weight loss.
Okay, take a look at this. Here we have 100 calories of mixed nuts. Now they are packed with heart-healthy fats, and they are a fantastic addition to your diet. But really, take a close look at that portion size. It's tiny. It's basically a single small handful. The exact amount most of us absent-mindedly eat on the walk from the pantry back to the couch. And then there's the avocado, an absolute staple for overall wellness. Full of fiber, incredible nutrients, the whole shebang. Yet, 100 calories is just a tiny fraction of the whole fruit. It is shockingly easy to accidentally eat like 3 times this amount in just one sitting without batting an eye. Next up, we have olive oil. A total cornerstone of heart health, right? But 100 calories? That is basically just a modest, maybe 1-second splash in your frying pan or drizzled over your greens.
So looking at these super tiny portions, which of these amazingly healthy foods do you think people accidentally overeat the most? Seriously, take a guess. I'll give you a second.
Okay, ready? The answer surprises almost everyone. It's actually all of them. See, healthy simply does not mean low calorie. You could eat an incredibly pure whole food diet and still be in a massive calorie surplus if you aren't aware of the math behind the nutrition.
Which brings us to section 1, the healthy food trap.
So here is the really crucial math you need to know. Fats, yes, even the ultra-healthy ones in avocados and nuts, pack 9 calories per gram. That is actually more than double the energy density of proteins and carbohydrates, which both sit at just 4 calories per gram. Now, your body absolutely needs these fats to thrive, for sure. But from a purely energetic standpoint, man, they add up incredibly fast.
The numbers really don't lie here. Just a quarter of an avocado is 80 calories. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, which by the way is highly marketed as a plant-based protein, is 200 calories. And a single cup of granola can hit nearly 400. I mean, a heavy pour of granola into your morning bowl can completely wipe out your daily calorie deficit without you even realizing it.
All right, moving on to section 2, nutrient density versus calorie density.
This is where we really have to separate nutrients from calories, because they aren't the same thing. Think of it this way. A massive handful of fresh watercress is incredibly nutrient-dense, but very calorie-sparse. On the flip side, nuts are nutrient-dense, but highly calorie-dense. Neither is bad, obviously, but they play completely different roles in your day.
Think about the concept of volume eating. So, 100 grams of leafy greens physically stretches your stomach and triggers fullness receptors for just 15 to 25 calories. But 100 grams of nuts, well, that costs you up to 650 calories. Both are super healthy, but only one of them gives you physical fullness for a tiny caloric price tag.
This leads perfectly into section 3, the liquid calorie illusion.
Okay, so while a smoothie is definitely packed with vitamins, did you know the physical breakdown of fiber actually bypasses critical steps in digestion? It's true. When you eat a whole apple, the act of chewing activates sensory pathways and hormones, like GLP-1, that actually signal fullness to your brain. When you blend that exact same fruit, you literally destroy the food matrix. It passes through your stomach so fast that those fullness signals end up being incredibly weak.
And this is exactly why you can easily drink a 500-calorie commercial smoothie in just a couple of minutes and still feel starving for a solid meal right after. Your body just doesn't register liquid calories as a complete meal event. Because of that, you are highly unlikely to naturally eat 500 fewer calories later in the day to compensate for it.
Let's look at section 4 now, combating portion distortion.
So since the 1980s, our cultural perception of what's normal has been totally warped. Standard portions have practically doubled or even tripled. Think about it. A standard bagel used to be about 3 inches wide. Today, it's 6 inches. A restaurant chicken stir-fry went from 435 calories to nearly 900. We are culturally conditioned to expect these massive plates, making it incredibly hard to just trust our own eyes anymore. And honestly, this distortion creates the ultimate light salad trap. You know the one? A restaurant salad loaded with healthy olive oils, nuts, and dried fruits that can sometimes pack 1,000 calories. That is nearly triple the amount of a standard 350-calorie lean cheeseburger. No way, right? The salad has wonderful nutrients, absolutely. But if weight loss is the goal, The math simply isn't in your favor there.
To fight back, we really need to relearn portions using everyday objects. For example, treat a serving of peanut butter as the size of a golf ball. A true serving of nuts? That's just a small cupped handful. Anchoring to these simple visual cues is a real game changer that helps you bypass the modern supersized food environment.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 5. Calories are just information. You can absolutely maintain a calorie deficit while still enjoying these wonderfully healthy foods. Just build the bulk of your plate with volume-heavy greens to trigger those fullness stretch receptors we talked about. Treat a smoothie as your actual breakfast, not just a little beverage on the side. And when you eat out, ask for a box immediately and literally save half of that oversized portion for tomorrow. Remember the TruvoFit philosophy here. Calories aren't a moral judgment. They're not good or bad. They are just objective data. You don't ever need to fear avocados, olive oil, or dark chocolate. You just need to understand the data they bring to your daily energy budget. As we always say, track the trend, not the panic. So, I'll leave you with one final question. Are you ready to replace food anxiety with objective data? Next time you sit down to eat, will you see a confusing trap or a beautiful puzzle of nutrients and energy that you entirely control?